Hi, everybody. This is SAAD. It's been a busy week. Yesterday, I was alerted on Twitter about the following article. I'll provide you with the link in the description section. So, book accusing Israel of sparing Palestinian lives, quote, in order to control them, wins, of course, Women's Studies Award. So, let me just read you a bit from it. A Rutgers University professor who accused Israeli forces of deliberately sparing the lives of Palestinians in order to debilitate them has been awarded the National Women's Studies Association, NWSA. Jasbir Puar, an associate professor of Women's and Gender Studies, co-won the NWSA's 2018 Alison Piepmeyer Book Prize for her work, The Right to Maim, Debility, Capacity, Disability. And I'm going to read you some of the content, table of contents from that book in a second. Published in November 2017 by Duke University Press, which has come under scrutiny for its editorial advisors' ties to the Palestinian-led boycott, divestment, and sanctions (BDS) campaign against Israel, the book posits that, quote, Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, have shown a demonstrable pattern over decades of sparing lives, of shooting to maim rather than to kill. Yet it contends that this, quote, purportedly humanitarian practice of sparing death by shooting to maim is not rooted in a desire to minimize fatalities, but rather seeks to maintain, quote, Palestinian populations as perpetually debilitated and yet alive in order to control them. And on it goes. Now, some of you may remember the SAAD TRUTH 58, wherein I reported about a research project that had been conducted by an Israeli student hoping to find that the IDF, the members of the Israeli Defense Forces, engage in rampant rape of Palestinian women. When the student in question was unable to identify a single case of military rape of Palestinian women, she then concluded that they were moral, kind, decent. Oh no. She concluded that their hatred of the Palestinians was so great that they dehumanized them by not even caring to rape them. They didn't even have the decency to rape the women, and therefore they were the evil scum that they are. So if they had raped the Palestinian women, they were bad. If they didn't rape them, they were bad because they're racist and evil and bigoted. And of course, this study here, or this book, is similar. If they shot to kill the Palestinians, then they would be bad. If they try to avoid killing people, then it's probably not because they're trying to limit damages, but it's because they're trying to control them. Now, let me read you a bit about Jasbir Puar. This is from her Wikipedia page. Jasbir K. Puar is a US-based queer theorist who currently works as an associate professor in the Department of Women's and Gender Studies at Rutgers University. Puar is author of Terrorist Assemblages, Homo-Nationalism in Queer Times. She has written widely on South Asian diasporic cultural production in the United States, United Kingdoms, and Trinidad, LGBT tourism, terrorism studies, surveillance studies, biopolitics, and necropolitics, disability and debilitation, theories of intersectionality, affect and assemblage, animal studies, and posthumanism, homo-nationalism, pinkwashing, and the Israeli occupation of Palestine. And, she's in women's studies, and she has a degree in ethnic studies. Now, let me just read you a few things from her book, The Right to Maim, Debility, Capacity, Disability. Now, this is a book that's trying to look at, the evil juice and how they, maim the Palestinians rather than kill them because they want to keep them under their control. Now, of course, a nice way of repackaging the old massively Jew hatred of the Jewish libel story. But let's look at here her. And by the way, of course, if you are a queer theorist, then usually you're, really well positioned to comment on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict because, makes total sense. So here's her book table of contents, wherein she's proposed that thesis. So you've got chapter 1, bodies with new organs, becoming trans, becoming disabled. Chapter 2, Crip nationalism, from narrative prosthesis to disaster capitalism. Chapter 3, disabled diaspora rehabilitating state, the queer politics of reproduction in Palestine/Israel. Chapter 4, will not let die, debilitation and inhumane biopolitics in Palestine, and then postscript, treatment without checkpoints. So there you have it. Somebody might want to ask this professor how the LGBT community is treated in Palestine versus in Israel. So since she's such a queer theorist and a trans activist, and again, I really don't know what queer theory has to do with understanding the dynamics, the geopolitical dynamics in the Middle East, but apparently everything now is related to trans activism and queer theory. Just ask her, if you are a member of the LGBT community, would you rather be walking around in Gaza or in Tel Aviv? Have a good day, everybody.